Yeah, Bobbie, you can start.
Oh, okay. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to an adapted seated yoga practice. And so, my name is Bobbie. For those of you who haven't met me yet, I am a certified yoga therapist. And yeah, I did. Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to an adapted seated yoga practice. My name is Bobbie, for those of you who might be joining the class for the first time. And I am a certified yoga therapist and totally passionate and in love with teaching chair yoga, adapted yoga for people living with disabilities. Um, so I've had the privilege of doing this for some years now, and really appreciate um, that I have this opportunity through Connect with the Disability Foundation to share this practice with you today. And so, as always, I'd like to invite you to begin the yoga practice by finding a comfortable sitting position. And so it can be challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. And then as ready, roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels comfortable. And then an invitation, if you'd like, to take your hands to your heart center. So it might be palms open or palms together. So if this placement of your hands makes you lose your balance, choose another placement for your hands. And so we never forfeit balance to come into a closer. And then as you're ready, an invitation to lift your heart, your head to your heart. And to take a few moments to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. So setting aside whatever is going on for you for the yoga practice, for the duration, knowing that you can come back to that after class. And then when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes open. So arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, a little wiggly fidget. And so at this time, if possible, I'd like to invite you to find a space, a place where you're supporting your own spine. Come away from the back of the chair enough so that you're able to sit forward on your sit bones. If you need the back of the chair for support today, of course, on your
I think she just got disconnected.
so notice
Wait,
awareness.
I think there's a volume problem or something.
Are things okay, Kausar?
No, we can't hear you, and the picture is like freezing.
Oh no.
You can just rejoin, like leave and come back.
I tried to, oh, she should be
Okay,
fine.
okay.
Yeah, I tried, but still.
You will be back.
I'm gonna try and leave and come back again, because maybe she's, I don't know, maybe because she's the host.
No, I am the host, so she'll be back.
Oh, you're the host. Okay, sorry. I don't need to worry.
Maybe she has some problem on her side.
It could be that something's wrong with her wireless or something.
Yeah. She changed something, and after that her screen became smaller. So she was
Could be setting. Yeah.
Yeah, she's here.
Hi, Kausar.
Yeah, now
There
it's
you go.
sounding good.
Yeah, so I've switched to my cell phone.
Mhm.
I have no idea why things have changed. My apologies. We're gonna have to figure it out. Um,
It's much better now too, because I can hear you a lot more as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, sorry about this, guys. I'm just gonna try flipping this and see what that looks like, if that's a better view. How's that?
This is
We're gonna have to go sideways.
sideways.
Oh, all right. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll adapt for today, and I'll do my
You
best.
can come a little closer to the chair.
Pardon?
You can bring the chair a little closer.
All right, so beginning and Finnegan. This is okay, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. See if I can do gallery view. There we go. I can see everyone. Hey guys, what can I say? I'm gonna yeah, I'll stick with this.
Mhm.
So thankfully I've been teaching for a while.
Mhm.
And most of you have been doing your yoga practice for a while. So I really appreciate your patience and Kassar, you too
No
as well.
problem.
So begin again, Finnegan. Let's find that comfortable sitting position. Sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. And roll your shoulders back and down. So soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels comfortable. Feel free to close your eyes here, soften your gaze. And so you're just taking a moment to notice the alignment of your knees, hips, ankles, shoulders over hips. Chin in parallel to the floor. Muscles of the face relax. And so an invitation to notice the breath. And so let's see if we can make our breath just a little bit longer than it was when we began. And placing one hand on your belly if you'd like, and it's available to you. And noticing that as we inhale, belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves in. You're taking another hand to your chest, to your heart center, and noticing the pattern of movement of the breath between your abdomen and your upper torso. And so paying particular attention to the exhale. So when we lengthen our exhale, it engages the relaxation response, allowing us to let go of holding, stress, and tension. So I'd like to encourage you during your practice, whenever possible, to bring your awareness back to this deep, easy breath. And so if your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes. Nice. And a little wiggly fidget, so you can do a little bum dance. Woohoo! It's yoga time. I am so grateful for my yoga practice. Oh my goodness. And so maybe just a little bit of housekeeping. We are going to be doing the movements of the spine. And so with a focus on balance, if you know balance is a challenge for you, I'd like to invite you to make sure you have whatever device you need to keep you stable in your chair. And so moving on, an invitation to bring your beautiful hands together, rub your palms a little. And then take your hands apart. Notice a little warmth or heat between your hands. Rub your palms together again. And so there is research that shows what we've always known, that our hands are not only connected to our heart, but to our mind as well. So I'd like you to notice where in your body you're holding stress and tension. See if you can bring some of that loving energy from your hands and place your hands on that part of your body. And so allowing your body to absorb that loving energy from your hands. That's ready, rub your palms together again. And this time as you're rubbing your hands together, you notice a different place, a new place in your body that could use a little TLC, and place your hands there. So open to receive. So an invitation to just take a moment, notice that your breath's still long and smooth and easy. Okay. And so moving on, we'll transition into a warm-up. So let's begin with our head. And so an invitation to bring your chin gently towards your chest. And when you feel your neck is ready, turn a soft gaze looking up. So maybe your eyes meet where the ceiling meets the wall. And so gentle movements, warming up our cervical spine. Yeah, as ready, finish up the movement that you're on, bring your head back center, and then take one ear towards your shoulder. And then move your head back and forth. So I'm going to encourage you to notice how it feels to have your chin tucked in slightly as we warm up with these gentle movements. As ready, bring your head back center and then turn a soft gaze looking towards your shoulder. Slowly move your head as far as feels comfortable for you. And then turn your head from side to side. So as if nodding no. And finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to center. And so we've moved our neck through its 3 planes of movement. Now we're going to continue down along the spine with a movement called cat and cow. So sitting up nice and tall, I'd like to invite you to draw your chest in. So I might even turn sideways so you can see what's happening with the spine here. So you draw your chest in. So it's as if your sternum's moving to the back of your ribs as you round your back. And then on inhale, sternum lifts, moves forward. So we open up the solar plexus, our heart, neck. And so we'll keep this gentle movement flowing. So for our upper back. And you might notice that as we inhale, we arch our back. The hands naturally have a tendency to slide in towards our hips. And on the exhales, we round our back and slide towards our knees. So an invitation to move in a way that feels most natural for you. So natural that your movements and your breath become one. As ready, finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to neutral spine. And so from here, when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to reach one hand towards the earth, so towards the floor, as if you're reaching to pick something up. Hold the other side of the chair for stability. And so we want our shoulder lined up with shoulder. Imagine that you're seated between 2 panes of glass. That works for you. And then keeping both sits bones on the chair, we'll move from side to side. And so it might be helpful to, as you reach towards the floor, that we do that on an exhale. Inhale, come back center. Exhale, reach towards the floor on the other side. Alternatively, for you today, it might just feel better to inhale to one side, exhale to the other side. And of course, if you're congested or you have an obstruction, breathe in whatever way you can. And so you might notice that as we warm up our spine with these gentle movements, the movements become more easeful. We're able to go a little bit deeper. And it's ready. Finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. And so from here, we'll come into a twist. So beginning at the base of your lumbar spine, move twisting 1 vertebrae at a time. So your hand slides in towards your hip, head turns last. And so we're going to move dynamically here. So twisting from side to side. So this is a gentle twist. We're not going into our full range. And so when you're ready, finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to neutral spine. And I'd like to invite you to notice, has anything changed energetically? And feel free to close your eyes for a moment softly or soften your gaze. Notice the effects of those movements in the spine. And so with our hands resting where they are, let's tap our fingers. And then maybe coming into air piano. So we're getting this synovial fluid, Mother Nature's WD-40 flowing into all the little joints in our hands. And then as you're ready, push your hands away. So arms can be as high or low as you like. Pull your hands back. Push your hands away. Pull your hands back. So the lovely thing about this movement, not only are we getting into all the major joints in our arms, we're getting into the area around our shoulder blades. So the inside and outside of our shoulder blades. It's like we're giving our back a little massage. Push your hands away, pull your hands back. Yes. And so from here, let's roll our wrists. And so if you notice your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off, know that that's okay. That's the nature of our mind. And so if you notice, good for you. And then just in a loving way, bring your awareness back to your movements. And then I'd like to invite you to slow the movements right down. So you might even imagine that you're moving your hands through water. Then roll your wrists in the opposite direction. Yes. And then from here, I think we'll just segue right into a lovely yoga swim. And so we'll start freestyle. Again, arms as low or high as you like. And then how about backstroke? And breaststroke. And so if you're doing this practice at home, which I hope you are in your own time, 3 or 4 times on each side with these is a good amount. And so maybe side stroke. Other side. And we'll finish up with butterfly. Nice. Okay, and a little shake out. Woo. So feel your work. Hopefully you feel a little more energized. Yeah. So I think I'd like to do a little more work on our shoulders today. So this is my new favorite practice that I like to share. And so I'd like to invite you to extend your arm out to the side, spiral your palm open, and then take your hand to your shoulder, wherever you can reach comfortably, and then rotate your shoulder back. And then we can rotate forward or vice versa, whichever way you started, to the reverse. And release. And so let's practice this on the other side. Extend your opposite arm, spiral your palm open, take your hand to your shoulder, rotate back. And reverse, forward, down and back. And release. And this time, let's extend both arms. Take your hands to your shoulders, rotate back. So you can play with this if you'd like, maybe kind of alternating from side to side. And then forward. Nice. Okay. and release a little moment to catch your breath. So let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. So maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. So let's take, actually, what should we do here? Actually, I would like to do a movement called Finding Your Balance. And so sitting up nice and tall. And so this is a practice where if you know balance is a challenge, make sure you have what you need to keep yourself stable in the chair. So we sit up nice and tall, and you can hold the chair, have your hands at your hips. So we'll lengthen our spine, and then an invitation to rock forward. So you're coming forward with a flat back, tuck your chin in slightly, and then rock back up. And so an invitation to keep this gentle movement flowing in your own time and rhythm for a few more breaths. And so it can be interesting to close your eyes as we practice these gentle movements. And then as ready, come on back to a neutral spine. Take a moment and then an invitation to circle your heart forward and then circle back. So we're getting into our hips, our lower back a little more here. And so your circles might be bigger or smaller than mine. So you move in your own time and rhythm. And as you begin to feel your lower back, your hips soften and release, you see if you can go a little bit deeper. And so shoulders move towards our knees. And of course, we don't come all the way down. And then as ready, reverse the movement. And maybe bring a gentle awareness to the space in front of you. Bring your awareness to the space beside you. Notice how that makes you feel. And you take your awareness to the space above you. And especially an invitation to take your awareness to the space behind you. And so to trust that so moving away from me to we, that we are being supported. And slowly make your way back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms by your side or on your lap, wherever feels comfortable. And so allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. Your belly is soft. And to notice how you feel. So you'll often hear me share that it's not about what we look like in the form or the movement. Diagnostic tools, how do I feel? Right? No judgment. Yoga meets us exactly where we are. Okay, so from here, I think I'd like to come into a practice that's a meditation on the heart. I don't think I've shared it for a while with this class. So it's called sun breath. So I'd like to invite you to bring your hands together at your heart center. Okay, so if it feels okay to have your hands at your heart center, wonderful. However, for some of you, it might feel better to have your hands on your Buddha belly. And so as you inhale, extend your arms up and away. And so my arms, I like them a little lower than my shoulders. Maybe yours are up higher or lower. And then take your hands back to your heart center or your Buddha belly. And so inhale, extend your arms up and away. And this time as you exhale, make soft fists as you take your hands back to your heart center or to your belly. And so an invitation in your own time and rhythm to keep this gentle movement flowing. And if you'd like, imagine the sun at your heart center. And on your inhales, as you extend your arms up and away, Imagine the radiant light of the sun radiating out all around you. And then gather that light and bring it back inside. So it's a symbol of the light that's always inside us. Inhale. This time, as you bring your hands back to your heart center, your belly, make a humming sound. So bumblebee breath. Inhale. Inhale. Place one hand on your belly, the other on your heart center. And maybe just take a moment to feel the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Just a little shake out. Okay. And so I'm going to pull up my drawers a little bit. From here, let's repose. So ground down to your sits bones or your feet. Right. So maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Our spine is long, shoulders back and down. Chin in, parallel with the floor. And then when you're ready from here, I'd like to transition into a side bend. So take hold of the underside of the chair, extend your opposite arm out to the side, and I'll give you 3 options for arm placement. So it might be that you place your hand at your hip. Another placement, if you have shoulder stuff going on, might feel good just to have your hand at your shoulder. Or you might want to take your arm up and over. So you choose. This is your yoga practice. So for today, on this side, I'm going to take my hand to my shoulder. So let's begin sitting up nice and tall. You're holding the underside of the chair. Extend your opposite arm out to the side. Spiral your palm open. On an inhale, take your arm to your place. And then exhale, come into your side bend. So both sits bones stay on the chair as we turn our soft gaze down towards the floor to release your neck. And then an invitation to breathe into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? As ready, come out of the pose on this side. Okay. So take hold of the underside of the chair, the other side, extend your opposite arm, spiral your palm open. On inhale, reach your arm up to your place, and then come into your side bend. Turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck and breathe into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? And palm face down, release. So let's come into the side bend one more time on each side. This time I want you to notice if things have shifted a little bit. And so take hold of the underside of the chair, extend your opposite arm, spiral your palm open. On inhale, reach up to your place. Come into your bend, both sits bones stay on the chair. Turn your gaze down towards the floor. That's ready, slowly come out of the pose on this side. So take hold of the underside of the chair, extend your opposite arm, spiral your palm open, reach your arm up to your place. So you're bending towards a hand that's holding the side of the chair. So can you feel you're creating space in your rib cage? Yes. And palm face down, release. Nice. Ooh, okay, so moving on from here, we'll come into a seated twist. And so for this, if it's possible, if you can bring your knees so they're a little wider than outer hip bone distance, it's okay to have your toes turned out a little. So that creates just a little more space for a Buddha belly. And so we're sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Then on your exhale, I'd like you to reach your hand across to your opposite knee or thigh. Your other hand comes beside you on the chair, or you might be able to reach behind you. So you can see probably that we're already into the twist at this point. So there are contraindications for going deeper, and that would be if you have osteoporosis, osteopenia, so you know who you are. This is your pose today. Alternatively, if it feels okay for you, we could inhale, lengthen our spine. Exhale, going into the twist a little deeper. So you begin at the base of your vertebrae, moving up one at a time, vertebrae, and your head turns last. So eyes are closed, softly focused inward, or soften your gaze. And slowly unwind, come on back center, take a moment. And so we'll come into the twist on the other side. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, coming into the twist. So you're twisting from the base of your spine, moving up one vertebrae at a time. Head turns last. Close your eyes softly, focused inward, or soften your gaze. And slowly unwind, come back center. So I'd like us today to come in for this one more time on each side. So inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, come into your twist. Remember, head turns last, and I really want you to see if you can resist the urge to turn your head to its full range. So you might untwist your head a little bit, your neck. Soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. Then it's ready, unwind, come back center, take a moment. So let's come into it on the other side. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, come into your twist. So on the inhales, we lengthen. On exhale, going into the twist a little deeper if you'd like. And slowly unwind, come back to a neutral spine. So in yoga, we stay in poses or we move dynamically. So we are going to play with moving dynamically in and out of the twist. And so on inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. So as we inhale, things expand. On exhale, things contract. Twist to the side on your exhale. And so if you'd like, in your own time and rhythm, just keeping this movement flowing. And maybe just finish up the movement that you're on, and then come on back to a neutral spine. Okay. So side bends, twists, pretty intense spinal movement. So we need to realign our spine. And we can do that with a seated forward fold. So for today's seated forward fold, I'd like to invite you to take hold of the underside of your chair. Lengthen your spine. And then hinging from the hips. So lead with the heart, not the head. Come forward about 20%. So nice flat back. Tuck your chin in slightly, or maybe nod yes and no to release your neck. And then breathe into your lower back. You might imagine that your lungs are in your lower back. So of course we can't place our lungs in our lower back. However, energy flows, where our breath goes, our thoughts. And so it's ready. We'll come back up to a neutral spine. So push down through your inner heels. So it might be an energetic pushing down. Place one hand on each of your thigh. Come on back up. Nice. So we'll do a little shake out again. Wiggly fidget. So I always like to say, be creative. Okay. And so from here, I'd like to come into a practice called Breath of Joy. And so this is kind of a fun practice. I get a lot of positive feedback with this one. And so essentially, Breath of Joy is practiced when sniffing 3 times in through your nose. And then it's a big exhale. And so we can add arm movements to the breath. And so make sure we will be taking our arms out to the side and in front. Make sure there are no hard surfaces, nobody around you, and that you could potentially hit. And so here we go. Breath of joy. Inhale, 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 and drop. Breath of joy. Inhale, inhale, inhale. One more time. Inhale, 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 and awesome. So maybe just place your hands a few inches apart, close your eyes softly, or soften your gaze and see if you notice any subtle sensations between your hands. And so there's no right or wrong. You might feel something, you might not. Then bring your hands a little further apart and closer together. Turn your palms face up, reach up to the sky. So maybe feeling a lightness. And palms face down, a grounding sensation. Spiral your palms open, soft bending your elbows, reach up to the sky. Palms face down, release. When you're ready, if you'd like, it's available to extend your arm out to the side. Feels okay if your neck is up past your middle finger. Palm face down, release. So I sometimes like to think of these gentle movements as a moving meditation. Other side, reach up. Palm face down, release. Both arms by your side, spiral your palms open. And palms face down, release. Nice, a little shake up. Okay, so I think we're pretty well warmed up. So we're going to transition into a practice called sun salutation. And so sun salutations are fun, they're heating, strengthening. So essentially we string several poses together. And if one of the poses, any of the poses, you're not able to physically do the movement, I'd like you to visualize the movement instead. So imagination is powerful. Alternatively, if you have a yoga buddy that can maybe help with the movements, that may be an option with your guidance, of course. So let's begin in mountain pose. So you're sitting up nice and tall. Spiral your palms open. Open up your armpit. Take your hands to your heart center. So it might be palms open or palms together. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. So open up your heart, bend from above your shoulder blades. Hinging from the hips, forward fold. So I like to have soft fists at my hips, maybe for you, holding on to the sides of the chair. Or you might feel comfortable bringing your hands down to the floor. You choose. So chin in. When you're ready, come back to a neutral spine. And so this is a piece where you might want to visualize the movement. However, if it's possible, step your leg under the front of the chair. Add your arm if you'd like. So we're into a lunge here. Arm can be up along your ear, in goalposts, or at your hip. When you're ready, come into modified downward facing dog. So we're going to place our forearms on our lap, hinging forward. Lengthen your spine, chin in. Baby cobra. Place both hands on your thighs, lower your head, then lift up through the crown of your head. Downward facing dog. Lengthen your spine. Push your sits bones back in the chair. Chin in. Come back up to a neutral spine. So visualize, or if possible, take your leg under the front of the chair and your arm. And into a lunge. Float your arm down. Step your foot forward, hinging from the hips. Spiral your palms open, reach up to the sky. So scooping up that radiant light of the sun. And then take your hands back to your heart center. So let's do one more round. Come into mountain pose. Open up your armpits, spiral your palms open. Take your hands to your heart center. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. So from above your shoulder blades, open up your heart. Hinging from the hips, come into your forward fold. Chin in, flat back. It's time to come back up into neutral spine, and we'll start the lunge on the opposite side. So step your leg under the chair, reach your arm up to the sky. Float your arm down, step your foot forward. Hinging from the hips, come forward a little, downward facing dog, modify. Lengthen your spine. So feel that nice line of energy from your hips up through the crown of your head. Baby cobra, place your hands on your thighs, lower your head. Lift up through the crown of your head. So imagine that baby cobra. Downward facing dog, forearms on your lap. Come back up to neutral spine, lunge on the other side. Float your arm down. Step your foot forward, hinging from the hips. Spiral your palms open, reach up to the sky. So gentle back arch. And maybe our hands come back to the heart. So one hand on your Buddha belly, the other on your heart center. Or resting on your lap. And just take a moment to rest. So a little shake up. Okay. So from here, I think I'd like to share eagle pose. And so modified. I really love this version. So we bend our elbows, palms facing each other. Reach across, cup your elbow point. Draw your arm into the midline. Let that same shoulder soften away from your ear. If you'd like, you could reach up a little higher. And then I want you to imagine the intensity of that eagle eye. And release. Come out of the pose on that side. So whatever we do on one side, we do on the other if possible. So let's bend our elbows, reach across, cup your elbow point, draw that arm into the midline. Let your shoulders soften away from your ear. Maybe on an inhale, reaching up a bit higher. And imagine that eagle eye. And release. And whew. I'll feel your work. Right. So when you're ready, extend both arms out to the side, spiral your palms open, and then I'd like you to cross one arm over the other. So it might be elbow point to crease. You take hold of your shoulders. Maybe you take hold of your elbows. See if you can walk your fingertips back a little more. Drop your chin towards your chest, and it's okay to round your shoulders towards your front body here. So this is a bear hug, and I love me bear hug number 1. And so remembering which arm is on top, extend your arms back out to the side, and then this time cross the opposite arm on top. Walk your fingertips back a little, drop your chin towards your chest, let your upper back round. I love me, bear hug number 2. And release, and a little shake. Okay. And so I think I'd like to share a practice that I haven't for a little while. So I'm going to invite you to come seated comfortably back in your chair. So we're going to start coming down off the mountain here. And so make sure you have what you need to stay warm. And so I'd like to invite you to place one hand on your belly, place the other hand on top. And then, and it's okay to lean back in your chair, and then moving clockwise, massage your organs. And soft Buddha belly. So your liver, your stomach. And then when you're ready, if you like, you're leaning forward a little bit. If you can, take your hands to your lower back, massage. So if you can reach up a little higher where your kidneys and adrenal glands live, send them some love. And then sweep your hands forward. So inhale, let, exhale, go. Inhale, let, exhale, go. And then from here, we'll do a little bit of Indian head massage. So if your hair is tied back, you just want to take your tie out and then take your fingertips up to your scalp. And then I want you to imagine you're shampooing your hair. And so we're not just moving the hair around, we're making small circles, moving the scalp. Nice, and then smooth your hair out. Take a moment. And then from here, I'd like to invite you to rub your palms together. And so energize your hands, warm up your hands, and we're going to come into a practice called palming. So this is a lovely way to kind of rest our eyes or mind. So if you're wearing glasses, you might want to take your glasses off for this. And so when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to take your hands up to your eyes. So you're cupping your eyes lightly. You're not putting pressure directly on your eyeballs. And then if it doesn't create anxiety, I'd like you to close your eyes softly and then just allow the warmth, the energy from your hands to soften behind your eyes. And so we'll just be here for a moment or two. And then maybe shift your eyes from side to side. And then as ready, come on back up. So find a comfortable sitting position. I think I might move in, turn some lights down a little bit. So feel free to adjust your lighting if you like. And so we are just enough time for a short guided meditation and your final relaxation. And so I always like to suggest that we are sitting up nice and tall, or sitting comfortably, pardon me, for the meditation. And actually, if you have the ability to recline and you'd like to recline, that's wonderful too. And so an invitation to maybe close your eyes softly or soften your gaze. And if you're seated, to palms face down, draw your hands in towards your hips. And then to look down and into your heart, see what you can see. And then breathe into your heart. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I release. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. And so we'll sit and take a few breaths together with a gentle reminder before moving into your final relaxation. Breathing. So come into whatever comfortable position you'd like for your final relaxation. And so an invitation to roll your shoulders back and down. And so not a big scrunch up towards your ears. Essentially, we're just allowing our shoulders to soften away from our ears. Rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. Eyes are closed softly, focused inward or soften your gaze. And so soft palms, soft Buddha belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pose. Serenity pose. Relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Silently, if you like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. And so without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body again. And so our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. If your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes open. And then I'd like to invite you to take a look around the space that you're in and name 3 objects. So to bring us back. And so thank you, everybody. So notice how you feel before and after yoga. Again, thank you for your patience at the beginning of the class. I'm gonna hang out for a few minutes. If you'd wanna stay for a few minutes with me, wonderful. Otherwise, have an amazing rest of the week. So I'm just gonna turn my light on a little bit. Costa will get us set up, I think, maybe. Hi, Kat.
Bobbie,
I'm gonna come in a little closer. How are you, love?
Bobbie, I don't know if you watched the 6 o'clock news on CBC, but last night they finished off with an episode of a dog class for yoga. Yoga for dogs. I
Oh.
noticed they were having a lot of treats.
Oh my goodness.
They seem to be enjoying it.
Well, I know they have one closed down for sure, downward facing dog, but yeah,
That
that's,
downward facing dog was pretty downward, yeah.
yeah, wow,
Yeah. Thought you'd like that.
yeah, for sure.
This was great today. It was really good.
And I enjoyed the class today.
Very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, great. Yeah, I'm so happy that you're both here, and Pat, you're pretty new to the online
Yes.
class, so it's different, but it works really well, eh?
It does. And your other class is canceled now, I guess, for a bit.
Oh, at the library, yeah, there's a flood.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a little while before that starts up again.
I was glad to have this too.
Oh, for sure. It's fun to do stuff from home too. Yeah, have that option anyway.
I'm gonna leave now, okay? Bye-bye.
Yeah. Okay, love. Bye, Janet.
Thanks.